Hello everyone, my name is MJ Vilches and welcome to part 4. We're at part 4 of the Underland Chronicles Art Challenge, and in this part we are going to be doing some lighting and shading. So yeah, what else do I need to tell you? Do you see our challenge? By this point you already know what this is if you watch like the first part, so I'm not gonna tell stuff about it anymore and go straight to Blender so we can keep going with our artwork. So yeah, so far we have our artwork here. There's Gregor. By the way, spoilers will be in this stream if you haven't read Gregor the Overlander yet, or the Underland Chronicles series of books by Suzanne Collins. If you haven't read those, this stream will have spoilers. So yeah, also excuse me. Sorry about that. Anyways, we're gonna be doing some lighting and shading. And doing that in Blender is pretty easy, I think. And even if this is a 2D, like a 2D artwork kind of thing, it's kind of 2D, but it's also 3D. So it's like 2.5D, I'm not sure. But anyways, in lighting this thing, I use actual lights, like in 3D space. So we are going to do that. I'm gonna be adding 2 lights, one like near the rats, and one near Gregor. And let's see. In this scene, Gregor is actually holding a flashlight, but I think he turned it off when he was hiding here. But for the purposes of art, I guess, and the suspension of disbelief, we're gonna add some lights in the scene just so it would look nice. Anyways, first I'm going to add new collection here. Name this probably I probably don't need to add a new collection here. Let's delete this. I'm gonna just put camera. I'm just gonna rename this collection right here to camera and lights, because I'm gonna be putting the camera elements here and lights in this collection. I'm gonna just put that up there. So there we go. Let's see if the stream's going well. I'm gonna use my phone to check on the stream. Should go well, I think. Or maybe no, because it's not. Oh, it's taking time to load. Yeah, I think it's fine. Nobody's watching yet. It's fine. I'm gonna be uploading this on YouTube later. So yeah, or right now if you're watching, you know, it's already on YouTube. Never mind. Anyways, let's go and start doing some lighting. And to do that, I'm gonna go and change to rendered viewport shading. And then the first light is, I'm going to add it. I'm just gonna put the cursor there because that's where the light will be added. I'm gonna add a point lamp right here and do that. Put that there. I'm gonna set this to 1000. So already you can kind of see what's happening here. It's not gonna affect Gregor, only the rats. And set this to about 3000 and change it to blue. So that's like the initial state. Oh wait, I'm pressing the wrong button. It should be G so I can move it. So I just need that kind of lighting right there. And then I think I'm also gonna add, I'm just gonna shift D this light right here. Shift D is to duplicate it. Shift D, duplicate it right there, and change it to yellow. So I'm just gonna do something like that. Maybe a bit orangey. That's probably not gonna be that visible, but with or without lights, you'll see the difference is without and this is with. And there's a huge difference, of course. So we have our light right there. Doesn't matter. That part doesn't matter. This is what I like about Blender, by the way. It's being able to light stuff like this. Then I guess for Gregor, I'm gonna Shift D this one. Shift D, move it to the Y-axis, and move it right here. Just do something like that. That shouldn't be visible in the camera. Just adding like some kind of like a shading, like a gradient shading on the background here. So yeah, that's, I guess, is it for lighting. That's just also going to like give us an idea where to put shadow for our artwork here. because sometimes that's just a struggle to do. We just need to like determine where's the light source. Where are the light source? Also, this is not a tutorial on how to do stuff. I'm just streaming my own, ways of doing stuff. I'm definitely not that great in lighting, but I just want this to work for a comic cinematic, which is what it is. This is probably gonna look great. We'll see. So we have our lighting there. Just 3 lamps, I think, will be enough. But maybe I can add something like this. Shift D, move it down here. Right there, and set this to a yellow lamp. I'm just gonna try and do something like this. Probably move it further so that it doesn't affect the wall too much. And mostly affecting Gregor. So I'm just gonna do something like that. The lighting on Gregor mostly comes from the bottom. Let's just move that right there. And there we go. There's like shading in the light. You can actually, without adding like sharper shadows, you can kind of see like a depth to the artwork already. If I turn it off, it looks like this, and lights on like that, and it looks great. Now let's add some shading. So what I'm gonna do for this stream is to just add shading on Gregor, like the sharper shadows and stuff like that. And for the rest, I'm gonna not show it on the stream, just so we don't take too long. But yeah, I'm gonna make Gregor selectable here. Gregor layer selectable. Select that layer. Let's go to the grease pencil layers. Here we have all of Gregor's. So we have fill and all those stuff. Now I'm just gonna add a new layer on top of the fills and below the lines. I'm gonna call it shadow, or maybe shadow sharp. So these are going to be the sharper shadows, and we are going to add some sharp shadows on Gregor here. So to do this, since we have our light like kind of below him right here, the sharper shadows should be like above, or maybe like the upper left corner, because there's also going to be a light here. Or maybe, yeah, let's go change up some stuff here. I guess I'm gonna put the blue light right here, and instead of, I'm just gonna put the this yellow lamp right here. This yellow lamp shouldn't reach the other layers here because it's too far. And that's just how like the lighting in grease pencil works, I guess. Can probably do something like this, because I wanna I think it helps put the focus like right here. We'll see. It's not it's not a still frame. It's not a still frame, or it's not like a one. It's not a still frame artwork. It's a comic cinematic. So the focus will be changing as the camera moves. Anyways, let's go and add some sharp shadows for Gregor. Also, before doing anything, I'm gonna add mask. Actually, I'm gonna add that later to show you what that does. And also, I forgot to plug in my my pen tablet, so let me just set things up here. And I might have to restart Blender. Wait. Okay, I think that doesn't affect the microphone. Hello? And I might have to restart Blender, but probably not. Yeah, I'm not gonna restart Blender. We don't need the pressure size changing anyway, and that's just the thing about just plugging in the tablet when you try to draw. Like the short, like this tapering effect doesn't happen because I don't know. You need to restart Blender for it to properly work. And that happens to other programs as well, actually, even painting programs, in my experience at least. But yeah, now let's add some sharper shadow. So for the sharper shadows, let me just grab my pen tablet here. I'm gonna control tab to draw. I'm gonna go to material here, and we're gonna add a new one and call this shadow. And the shadow material is just a fill. It's just actually a black fill. So I'm just gonna uncheck stroke and check fill, and we're good to go. So I'm just gonna go change that to draw mode, and we are going to add some sharper shadows. So I'm gonna start with Gregor's face. So there's gotta be a sharper shadow for his hair. So just like that. I can control the opacity of this layer by doing something like, I'm gonna go back to the layers here. Make sure Shadow Sharp selected. And hey there, Night Owl Games. Welcome to the stream. You sure you're okay to watch right now? But anyways, welcome to the stream. We are doing an artwork that will definitely be a huge spoiler for you because you haven't read Gregor the Overlander yet. And you have to read Gregor the Overlander. Well, not really have to, but you know, I highly suggest that you read it as soon as possible. But anyways, I'll keep going here. There should be a sharp shadow like this half of Gregor's face right here. So I'm just gonna go shadow all of this part up right here. Let's see. It's probably not. That's not gonna look great. The shadow on the hair there. So I'm just gonna go and do something like this. Probably like that. Same for this part of the hair. And like this. It's kind of like anime style, my art style. More leans into like an anime style kind of thing. Yeah, there we go. Sharper shadows. Let's just do something like that. And now I'm gonna add the mask. So for the mask of Shadow Sharp, I'm going to add all of the fill layers. And that should do the trick for us. So as you can see, without the mask, our overlaps here are visible. But with the mask, it's like using all of the fill. It's using the fill layers to mask out our shadow layer. So that it doesn't overlap. It doesn't go where the fill layers are not. So we're good to go there. Now to add more shadow right there. Probably Gregor's whole neck here will be covered in shadow. Or no, not. I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna start by doing this for now. This whole part, like on the down jacket, will be in shadow right here, as well as this part of Gregor's neck. And then we go right here. So I'm not really sure. Let's see Twitch stats. There's still viewers right now. Whoever you are, say something in the chat. Also, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, by the way, feel free to ask in the chats. Or if you're on YouTube, feel free to ask in the comments below. I'm going to try answering them on the next stream if you're on YouTube. Or if you're here on Twitch and you ask a question, I will be answering it right now if you do ask a question. So, ask away if you have some, hey? Whoever you are. Whoever you guys are. I'm guessing that these two viewers are Night Owl Games and Scared Flyer. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So Gregor, will Gregor have Adam's apple at age 12? Age 12. When did I get an Adam's apple? Wait, Adam's apple, do they just grow? I'm not really sure. Anyways. It's just my Adam's apple has started developing when I was 13, I think. I'm not sure though. So Gregor shouldn't have an Adam's apple yet, unless, well, there are guys who doesn't have Adam's apple. I mean, why do? I'm gonna have to Google the stuff about that. But anyways, I'm just gonna keep shading here. Yes, I made some panels, Night Owl Games. They're not that great yet, I think. I still need to add some stuff with it, I think. So just going to add some shadows here. So this is basically just, you know, doing that shadow thing. And this whole part right here will be in shadow, like the half of Gregor's down jacket, and like up to there. I think only a small portion of the down jacket of the hoodie right there will be not covered in shadow. I'm also gonna do something like this, that part. And I think maybe I have to put this part in shadow, like all of Gregor's neck there. Only his face is kind of visible. Also, like this part of the down jacket right here should be in shadow. And all of that right there, actually. And then something like this, maybe. And I guess the only lit part of Gregor's down jacket is just like the shadow, I mean the shoulder part right here and the arms right there. And then I'm just gonna cover up all of parts right here. I think that is nicer. Now let's add some shadow on the eyes. If the face is lit up like that, there's probably a shadow below the nose right here. And then like half of the nose is in shadow. I think I'm gonna add like something like this. And shadow this whole area right here, I think. That doesn't look good though. I'm not sure about that. Maybe not too much shadow on the nose, because I like it being like that. Maybe just shadow like right here. Like, I don't know what that part is called in the eyes. Let's do that again. There should be shadow like half of the eyes right here. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I don't like it. Maybe just the nose. And put shadow on the creases of the forehead here. And right here. Okay, control as that. Let's see if this is gonna look great. Probably just not shadowing it properly. That's why it doesn't look that great when I add this shadow right here. Yeah, it's like a huge dirt on the face there. So I'm just gonna go with that and add a shadow on the teeth as well. Something like this will do, I think. And maybe right here. Yeah, that's nice. Shadow below this line right here. Excuse me. I think we are good to go with a shadow on Gregor. Yeah, shadow on Gregor looks nice. That is great. Yeah. That's good. That's good. Next, I guess, since not sure how much time we're live streaming. 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Yeah, that's pretty great. So we have Gregor's shadow there. I guess I can still give time to shadow. Tell you what, Control Tab, Object Mode. I'm gonna make that non-selectable. I'm gonna go to Wall FG. I'm gonna put shadow like on this wall behind Gregor here. Actually, I don't even have to do any kind of shadow stuff on this wall because I can just grab Gregor and I can go to add effect and add shadow. And that should make life easier for us. Let's just offset the shadow here. Do something like this. Let's see. No, I'm gonna offset it. Something like that because it's not too far from the wall. So the shadow shouldn't be too far. Like, it shouldn't be right there. It should be like kind of here. And I'm also gonna blur it. I'm gonna set the samples to 10 and blur it to 100 pixels. Which is not enough actually. So we can go higher, 500. And there we go. That's gonna be not that visible actually. I'm gonna go object mode, select the camera, and I'm going to set the passive part out back to 1. So we can just see Gregor here, the rats. And if I move the camera, there's like a nice parallax happening. Hey there, Scared Flyer. Welcome to the stream. Wait, you are not the second viewer, so who is the other viewer? Say something in the chat. Wherever you are, if you know the numbers in Twitch are accurate and there really is 3 viewers, which is shown in the stats here. But anyways, yeah, we got that happening right there. I can also add something. I can also show you guys something before ending the stream. I'm gonna go enable the rat 1 and 2. I'm gonna make them selectable. I'm gonna select this rat. I'm gonna go to effect. I'm gonna add a rim effect. And I guess the rim should be not below, but this side of the rat. I'm also gonna blur that, make that blue actually. Or kind of like this, and then set this to 10 samples. I think 10 samples is the highest, or no, it's not. Oh well, just keep that to 10 for now. I'm gonna set this to 100 pixel blur. Make this 300. And there we go. That looks nice. I can even add this. I like stack 2 rim effects here. Another one will be the shadowy area. I can do that. I set this to 10 samples. And the more samples the more of this I add, the more laggy I think it would get. But we'll see. We'll see. So we're just gonna 300 that. Let's probably set this to a dark color. Let's see the effect of that. I'm gonna set this to multiply for the shadow. And we can even change the opacity of this by probably change. Oh, am I changing the right? Oh no, I'm not. Oh, that's because I changed the mask color and not the rim color. It's the rim color that should be changed. So I'm just gonna do that. Multiply. I'm not gonna change the rim color, just a mask. I mean, we're not gonna change the mask color, just the rim color. So we can add probably make this bluish, just to match the rat's fur. And then play around with the position so that it's positioned properly. And then I'm gonna probably go 1000 pixels on the blur here. Let's see. You better get to work on your entry for TUC Art Challenge, scared flyer. Or there will be nothing. Nothing's gonna happen to you, but still, finish it. Or, you know, work on it. Whatever. Anyways. Instead of you making test chambers that gives people nightmares, except it ended up giving you nightmares because I solved it in a way that you didn't expect. Anyways, I'm gonna go 500 pixels for this other rat. Match like this the fur color here, which is kind of purplish. Kind of purplish. Or maybe I'm just gonna go with blue so that it matches with the, because it's supposed to be the light, the color of the light. We're only gonna do that for the shadow actually. So I'm gonna go add another rim. Move this down here. So I'm just gonna go do that. It's kind of difficult to align this stuff. So just do something like that. Oh no, what did I do? And then I'm gonna change the rim color to black. Set this to multiply. I'm gonna go RGB, set this all to 1. And you just bring this down a bit. I'm gonna set the blur to 1000. And set the pixel to the samples to 10. So that it's nice and blurred. So we have that. We still need to add a lot more shadows for this, but I'm gonna do that off recording. It's just going to be a tedious task of doing this thing anyway. I'm gonna go to wall BG. I could probably add the rim effect as well. For this one, let's see, where is that rim effect at? Okay, I'm gonna go move it like really way to the, set it to multiply, like to the left here, or to the right. Set this to multiply, set that 1, and then gonna do this. Also 1000 pixels, 20 samples for this one. That kind of doesn't look great. So we are going to add probably 5000 pixels. And I'm gonna set this to, can I go to 100 samples? No, only up to 32. But yeah, that doesn't look great there. I'm gonna go with rim effect on this one. I'm gonna paint over the shadow for the background there. Let's see what else we can add before ending the stream. A bunch more tedious shadows. So yeah, I guess the shadow that I'm gonna add last are for the walls here. So I'm gonna go to the layer here on top of the fill. I'm gonna add shadow sharp, and I'm just going to do something like this. I'm gonna add the shadow material here. Look for it here, shadow, and I'm just going to draw here, draw the wall FG, make sure we're in wall FG, and drawing in the shadow sharp layer. Let's go to front. Maybe going front view is great. Anyways, I'm just gonna go do something like this. A very rough. Probably not the best idea. I'm gonna go do something like this instead. Do something like that, and then I'm going to fill, and that should do the trick for us. Make life easier. Let's see. There we go. Then I'm gonna draw those parts that kind of have a gap on them. Draw over it, like empty spots. So I need that whole part of the wall shadowed. We're just gonna lower the opacity here for about 0.4, maybe 0.4, and that should do the trick. I can also add a bit more to it by just doing something like this. Maybe doing something like that. Like this. Only the parts that are kind of like inside, the concave parts of the wall here. The broken parts. That's to kind of add more depth to it. Or whatever is the thing that I'm trying to add. So right there will do. And maybe the bottom part right there. So we're good on that part. Just a small line of shadow right here. Doesn't even have to be perfect. Also, I think I'm starting to lag. So just right there. Let's go to front view. Something like this. And I think we're okay for the rest. So there we go. Shadow for our the wall there. Next is going to be the shadow for the BG. So I'm gonna go out of draw mode, make sure I select wall BG, layers here, add shadow, sharp. In truth, there shouldn't be any sharper shadows, but because they're in total darkness in the books, I think. But just for the sake of artsiness, I'm gonna break the rules and do a suspension of disbelief thing. So yeah, next, let's add shadows right here. Just gonna go do that. Doesn't even have to be perfect. I'm just gonna go with something like this for the rat's shadow. Something like this for this part of the shadow. And I'm also going to add that effect for the shadow. So we have to make sure we're in shadow sharp. I'm gonna reduce the opacity, probably about 0.5 will do. And then I'm going to select the rats and add the shadow effect. Oh boy, my legs are cramping. So I'm gonna move the shadow maybe further from the rat. Also make it blurry. 10 samples and set it to about 500, 1000 pixels. 1000 pixels. I'll try adding a wave effect. Oh wait, what's happening here? So yeah, wave effect. I don't think the wave effect will have that much of an effect. Yeah, because we blurred it, so we can't really see it. Gonna add the same thing here for the other rat. And just move the shadow somewhere right there, I think. And I'm gonna set this to 10 samples, 1000 pixels. Oh, for both X and Y. And that added a bit to it. I'm probably gonna lessen the brightness of the rim here for this rat. Right there, I guess. And I'm gonna set this to add instead of overlay, so I can control the opacity. Same goes for this one. Let's set this to add. I'm just gonna lower the brightness in the color to control its opacity, or how lit they are. Last thing I'm going to add is for the background. WallBG, gonna add another layer here, shadow soft. And for this one, I'm going to add, I'm just gonna select solid stroke actually for this one, and I'm gonna control tab, draw, and I'm going to make sure that we are selecting the airbrush, and the radius is so big. And let's see. Yeah, I think the radius is so small. I'm gonna turn off pressure. Yeah, I don't think this will work. I can't make the brush bigger than like that. 500 pixels is like the limit. Which is something that I don't like about a grease pencil. So what I'm gonna do here, I guess. Oh no, I think the grease pencil is not working properly. Or it's because of the airbrush. The airbrush is just, it's just how the pen. I'm gonna control tab and not delete everything. Just I'm gonna lock everything here except for the shadow soft and delete that. How do we do this? Yeah, I guess we're done for now, maybe. For the shadow of the wall, I'm probably gonna just play around with different ways to do it, I guess. I can even like do something like this. I'm gonna shift A. I'm gonna shift S on. I'm gonna select WallBG, shift S, cursor to selected. Cursor will be where the WallBG is. I'm gonna add a new grease pencil object, blank. Put that on grease pencil. I'm gonna call this wall BG shadow, and I'm going to do something like this. I'm gonna select and get the I'm gonna get the shadow material for this grease pencil object, and then I'm just gonna draw over like no, not like that. I'm gonna make sure I'm using pen tool. Make sure shadow is selected. I'm just gonna do something like this. Okay, I'm just gonna do something like this. Like that. And like that. And then just cover that whole area. And then I'm gonna go select the shadow. Reduce the opacity. Let me just move this a little bit to the front. And then I'm gonna go add effect, blur. I'm gonna blur this. Set the samples to 10 and the blur to 1000. And there we go. We have like a softer shadow now for the background. Oh, that should be 1000 for both X and Y. I'm probably gonna get rid of this other shadow for the wall BG. I'm gonna get rid of the shadow for the wall BG. Both sharp and soft. And then I'm gonna put the shadows, shadow 1, put the shadows in the shadow grease pencil instead. Shadow 2. And then I'm gonna control tab and just, you know, kind of draw over here. Same right there. And then reduce the opacity of that. And that should do it. I can even drag this further right here. And this one as well, further right there. Maybe drag this back. Then I can probably add a darker shadow for the rat, or I could move, like in the shadow here, I could move this. No, not that one, it's the rim. It's this rim, the shadow rim. And I'm just gonna do something like that to just really blur out like this part of the rat right there. Same goes for this one. Just really make like the side of their body right here to be more in the shadowy side of things. So yeah, I think that's all for now. The last thing I'm gonna add are sharper shadows for the rat here. But yeah, I think I've done some pretty great lighting and shading here. There's gonna be compositing is going to be the one that's gonna be the icing on the cake for this, compositing the whole thing. On the next stream, we're gonna do some animations. We're gonna animate the camera, do some final lighting, do some finalizations, and other stuff, which will happen tomorrow. So yeah, I think that's all. I think we've done great stuff for the lighting and shading here. Nothing much to add, I think. It's looking nice, I think. But I probably need to make it less bright and add some vignetting and stuff like that. And just really bring this to a final result. But yeah, I think that's all. Thanks for watching. I want to thank also all of the people who've given me golden doodle fuels. Golden doodle fuels means, you know, just spending like real money for me. That's just kind of basically how it means. But yeah, thank you so much to Handsomeness Jubin, yaejinssi, Erick Madrigal, to Elizabeth Munie, Magnolia Weathershield, ZQ Star, Tristan Wintle, Mbuddy, and GulliermoGage. Thank you so much. They've supported me through ko-fi.com/studentloansproductions. Hopefully, you guys would do that as well. But yeah, if you like what I'm doing. And yeah, I'm going to be streaming more often in the Twitch channel, but I'm going to be re-uploading this on YouTube as well. And yeah, hopefully I've shared enough knowledge or just some stuff to you guys about Blender Grease Pencil. And yeah, enter the World to Awesomeness or join the Discord server of the official Discord server of my channels of, you know, the Doodle Notes Productions and the Doodle Boat combined. And the Discord server is called World to Awesomeness. It's kind of like the world of Journey to Awesomeness if you watch that. But yeah, join the Discord server if you want to chat and, you know, share your own works. I have channels that will allow you to advertise your own stuff there. And yeah, that's all. Follow Doodle Notes Productions everywhere on the internet. Just search for Doodle Notes Productions. It should take you to my stuff right away. And yeah, that's all. Thanks for watching. My name is MJ Vilches, and yeah, I'm gonna add some more shading on this, and then we'll continue working on TUPE-01. So yeah, bye.